Welcome to KSG State Series. In this video, we are going to talk about the Union Territory of India, the Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep. We begin with a brief introduction. The capital city of Andaman and Nicobar is Port Blair. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands is a Union Territory of India. It is located in the Indian Ocean in the southern reaches of the Bay of Bengal, nearer to Indonesia and Thailand. This comprises of two island groups, the Andaman Islands and the Nicobar Islands, which separate the Andaman Sea to the east from the Indian Ocean. These two groups are separated by the 10-degree channel, the Andamans lying to the north of this latitude and the Nicobars to the south. There are 572 islands in the territory, of which only some 38 are permanently inhabited. Most of the islands, about 550, are in the Andamans group, 26 of which are inhabited. The smaller Nicobars comprise some 22 main islands, of which 10 are inhabited. The total land area of the territory is approximately 8,249 km square. The total area of the Andaman Islands is some 6,408 km square, and that of the Nicobar Islands is approximately 1,841 km square. The Great Andaman Group Islands can be divided in three major groups: North Andaman, Middle Andaman, and South Andaman. Little Andaman is separated from Great Andamans by Duncan Passage. Barren and Narcondam Islands are volcanic islands and form part of Andaman groups. The state or union territory bird is an endemic bird which is found only in Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. The state or the UT animal is dugong. It is an endangered marine mammal also known as sea cow. It is strictly marine mammal which is herbivorous. It mainly feeds on seagrass and other aquatic vegetation. The animal is about 3 meter length and weighs about 400 kilograms. In India, dugong is reported from Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The state or union territory tree is Andaman Padok. It is a tall deciduous tree found only in Andaman. And now let us tell you about the vegetation of this union territory. The South Andaman forests have a profuse growth of epiphytic vegetation, mostly ferns and orchids. The Middle Andamans harbors mostly moist deciduous forests. North Andamans is characterized by the wet evergreen type with plenty of woody climbers. The North Nicobar Islands, including Car Nicobar and Bati Malv, are marked by the complete absence of evergreen forests, while such forests form the dominant vegetation in the central and southern islands of the Nicobar group. Grasslands occur only in the Nicobars, and while deciduous forests are common in the Andamans, they are almost absent in the Nicobars. Talking about the tourist destinations, Cellular Jail, Ross Island, Havelock Island, Viper Island, and the Redskin Island are the tourist spots. Talking about the national parks, they are Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park, Middle Button, Mount Harriet, North Button, Rani Jhansi Marine National Park. The Saddle Peak National Park was established in the year of 1987. Total area of the park is 32.54 square kilometers. The park was named after Saddle Peak, the highest point in the North Andaman Island. The park is famous for housing some of the most endangered and rare species of flora and fauna. Vegetation found in this park is unique and is rarely found in the national parks of mainland India. The park is home to Andaman wild pig, water monitor lizard, and saltwater crocodile. The important birds are Andaman hill myna and imperial pigeon. South Button, Campbell Bay National Park, and Galathea National Park are among the others. The wildlife sanctuaries located in Andaman and Nicobar Islands are Arial, Baltimaleep Island, Barren, Bell, Blister, Bondaville, Buchanan, Cone, Cuthbert Bay, Dortrell, East or English, Hum, Kwangtung, Mask, Narkandam, North Reef, Oyster, Passage, Potanma, Rao, Snark, Tilongchang Island, and the White Cliff. National Highway 223, which was renumbered as NH4 in 2010, is situated in Andaman and Nicobar Island. The Andaman Trunk Road or the ATR has been designated as NH 223. And now let us tell you about the tribes in this union territory. First, we begin with the Great Andamanese. They were once the largest population amongst the various tribes inhabiting the Andaman Islands. Their estimated population in 1789 was 10,000. By 1901, their number had decreased to 625, and by 1969, their number had reduced to 19 only. According to the census of 1971, only 24 of them were around, but by 1999, their number had increased to 41. The administration is doing its best to protect and preserve this tribe. These tribals have been rehabilitated in a small island named Strait Island. The Great Andamanese were foragers. Lately, some of them have taken to cultivating vegetables and have also established poultry farms. They are vulnerable to communicable diseases besides unhealthy drinking habits acquired after contact with the non-tribal, urban, dominant and advanced communities. Onges are one of the most primitive tribes in India. They belong to the Negrito racial stock and they have been relegated to the reservation at Dugong Creek in Little Andaman Island. They are a semi-nomadic tribe and fully dependent on the food provided by nature. The Onges can make canoes. The population of this tribe is stable and is less than 100. The Jarawa tribes, with an estimated population of 341, inhabit the western coasts of South and Middle Andaman Islands. They are leading their normal life of hunting and gathering. A buffer zone of 5 kilometers radius has been notified around the Jarawa Reserve to ensure that they do not become unwitting targets of large-scale tourism or commercial activities. Sentinelese are the inhabitants of North Sentinel Island. The area is about 60 square kilometers. They are probably the world's only Paleolithic people surviving today without contact with any other group or community. They are considered as an offshoot to the Onge Jarawa tribes, which have acquired a different identity due to their habitation in an isolated and have lost contact with the main tribes. The Sentinelese are very hostile and they never leave their island. Very little is known about these hostile tribes. Shompans. The habitation of Shompans is the Great Nicobar, which is the largest among the Nicobar group of islands. Like the Nicobaris, they belong to the Mongoloid race. The Shompans have two divisions, the smaller division being known as Mawa Shompans. They inhabit areas very close to the coastal region along the river valleys. They are very shy. They are quite intimate with the Nicobaris. The Shompans are the victims of disease and physically very weak. And now let us tell you some important facts about the islands. Marco Polo, who travelled and explored the Europe-Asia route between 1271 and 1295, wrote both about Nekuveran or the Nicobar, Andaman, that is Andaman, as a very large island not governed by a king with plenty of spices. Nicobar is corrupt form of the Tamil word Nakavaram, meaning the land of the naked. It is found in the Tanjore inscriptions of 1050 AD. Even earlier to this, Yi Tsing, a Chinese Buddhist monk, refers this group of islands as Lo Zhengguo or the land of the naked in 672 AD. The present forest coverage is claimed to be 82.28% of the total geographical area. The limestone caves in Diglipur are the Alfred Caves. Limestone caves are also found in Batarang. Little Andaman is famous for its red oil palm plantation. Sir Hugh Ross Island. This tiny island is located at the southern tip of Neil Island and is locally known as Chota Neil, that means small Neil. This island has been declared a wildlife sanctuary and is a turtle nesting ground. High Court of Calcutta exercises judicial supervision here. The UT has no legislative assembly. And now let us tell you something about Lakshadweep. The capital of Lakshadweep is Kavaratti. Kavaratti is the administrative headquarters of this union territory. High Court of Kerala exercises judicial supervision over the courts in this union territory. Agatti is the only airport in Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is the group of 36 islands, out of which 11 are inhabited. The name Lakshadweep in Malayalam and Sanskrit means 100,000 islands. Lakshadweep is India's smallest union territory. Lakshadweep has a tropical climate. This union territory was formed in 1956 and it was named Lakshadweep in 1973. The Bitra Island is the smallest inhabited island in the territory. Kavaratti has been selected as one of the 100 Indian cities to be developed as a smart city. The Minicoy Island is the southernmost island of Lakshadweep. 9-degree channel divides Lakshadweep into two unequal parts. Intensive cattle breeding in the private sector is not encouraged due to the fragile ecology of the islands and shortage of fodder. Permission from the administration is required to visit Lakshadweep. All the inhabited islands, including Bangaram, have been electrified by the end of 6th five-year plan. Major crop of the Union Territory is coconut. More than 93% of the population who are indigenous are Muslims. Malayalam is spoken in all the islands except Minicoy, where people speak Mahal, which is written in Divehi script and is spoken in Maldives as well. The entire indigenous population has been classified as scheduled tribes because of their economic and social backwardness. Minicoy is the second largest island, the first being Androt. Lakshadweep is famous for water sports like kayaking, snorkeling and scuba diving. Pitti has bird sanctuary. This UT has no legislative assembly. That's it in this edition of KSG State Series. Stay tuned for more such videos.